my darlings, I hope you're doing very, very well. I hope you are sitting comfortably, you are cozy, and you have your snacks and your beverages at the ready. In today's video, we're going to take a deep dive look into the fact that some tattoo artists and tattoo clients think that the tattoo industry is quite literally falling apart. Some tattoo artists are saying that they are struggling to make ends meet, or they're not getting the same amount of clients as they once were, and some tattoo artists are even having to get a second job because of this. And some tattoo artists are also saying that there is oversaturation issues. There are far too many tattoo artists for how many tattoo clients there are now. Also, the fact that there is now tattoo artists really capitalizing off of the tattoo industry and becoming business bros within the tattoo industry. There's a lot of factors as to why tattoo artists are saying the tattoo industry is just like falling apart right now. Alongside this, there are tattoo clients saying that tattoos are far too expensive now, they're not affordable, or the fact that tattoo artists are just so incredibly mean and arrogant and rude now. And of course, there's also the element of the fact that there are many content creators and just regular old people saying that tattoos are not cool anymore, and there is people falling for this and lasering off their tattoos left, right and center. There are people vowing to never get tattooed ever again, which isn't helping matters by any means. So let's take a big old look into what is happening within the tattoo world as of lately. So there is one tattoo artist by the name of Nicholas who makes quite a lot of TikTok content about the tattoo industry because he himself is a tattoo artist and a tattoo studio owner. So he has great insights as to what's going on in the world right now within the tattoo industry, shall I say, not the world. In one TikTok, he goes into detail about how the tattoo industry has changed over the years, from the old school way of doing things to now the way things are done because of social media.
Tattoo artists, I think we're entering into a new era of what tattooing is. As we've all witnessed, the industry seems to be struggling quite heavily, and no one's really coming up with any solutions about it. I think back to like when and what tattooing was maybe like 20 years ago, just before I sort of came into the industry, and it was very much a place of you would have a local studio, that would be where you would get tattooed because it had a great local reputation, and that's how shops made their money. Obviously back then a 50-50 cut was fairly normal. And that's just what industry standard was. Every now and then you would have the 60-40, so on and so forth, but the shop had the reputation that supplied you the work. Then Instagram came along, and then artists were kind of like, well, actually I can supply my own work, and people are traveling 2-3 hours to come see me, so I don't want to pay that no more. So I wanted to set up my own private studio, and I want to do chair rents, and ultimately now chair rents are like £100-150 a day. Now the problem is no one has their own work, or if you do, you're in the top 1% of artists that can supply their own work through marketing and so on and so forth. But a lot of artists don't want to do that.
I've been getting tattooed for 17 years. I've been making tattoo related content for 10 years. So I've been around for a little while now, and I've definitely been around long enough to see the shift. So in my opinion, Nicholas is speaking nothing but facts here. Instagram for sure added a huge shift within the tattoo industry, and it wasn't even subtle. It was kind of like overnight. We are now all very much aware of different types of tattoo artists from around the world because of Instagram. Whereas before, tattoo artists started using Instagram as a place to showcase their work, the way that you would discover tattoo artists was basically going to tattoo studios and looking at their portfolio, like a physical portfolio of their work. And if it wasn't something you liked, then you'd go to another tattoo studio down the road. And you know, 17-ish years ago when I first started getting tattooed, there wasn't that many tattoo studios about like there is today. Like, it was slim pickings. So you kind of just, you know, went to any old tattoo artist that did something that you liked. Unless you went to tattoo conventions to discover other artists' work from other cities. Other than that, you didn't get to see what was going on around the world, right? People now are much more likely to travel far and wide to get tattooed by a tattoo artist that they like. I've been tattooed in different countries myself. Anytime I go on holiday, I am for sure searching tattoo artists in the area that I'm going on holiday to, you know, to see what the location is offering. They might have a nice tattoo artist for me there that does something that I really, really like. Instagram helped tattoo artists immensely for many years, especially when it was more about photos and the feed was in chronological order. But now But now Instagram is such a hot mess. Some of my favorite tattoo artists with tens of thousands of followers struggle to get much interaction with their posts nowadays. They'll post a photo of a tattoo and they're lucky if they get like 50 likes on it. Tattoo artists are struggling so much with something that used to help them so much. And unless they upload content regularly, like at least 5 times a week, Instagram does not push out their content whatsoever. And then that results in these tattoo artists being forgotten about. You don't see them anymore. And unless you actively go and search for them yourselves, chances of you seeing them, very, very rare, which can really hurt a tattoo artist's business if their work isn't being pushed out to everyone. It results in less clients. So again, something that helped them so much a few years ago is not helping at all, just because Instagram is now trying to be the next TikTok. So if a tattoo artist isn't on the ball by uploading 5 reels a week, it's not good. And tattoo artists already have enough on their plate as it is. If every tattoo they do in a week is custom drawn, that is 5 evenings a week minimum of them drawing. They do not have time to be editing footage. Like, take it from someone that edits footage all the freaking time. It is so time consuming. Tattoo artists do not have time for that. I don't know how tattoo artists have time for social media and to be a tattoo artist. Like, they must be working 20 hours a day. I'm not even joking. But yeah, it must really suck to have a huge boom within your career and then have it all taken away because... So back to Nicholas, who is a tattoo artist that has a lot of content about what the tattoo industry is like right now. He has a TikTok that's basically like, yo, reminder tattoo artist, you are self-employed. You only have yourself to rely on when it comes to getting clients.
Tattoo artists, I think everyone needs a reminder that they are self-employed. So what self-employed means is that you are made accountable for your employment. If you are struggling for work, if you are struggling for bookings, whatever that might be, you have to take accountability for it. There's no good blaming the studio you're in or any other mitigating factors, like ultimately you aren't doing enough or you haven't changed your skill set to allow you to do that. And what I mean by this is you haven't adapted to the changes, you haven't tried new marketing techniques, you haven't even like messaged your old clients, you've done nothing. Your ego is getting in the way and you're expecting clients to just find you. Instagram's algorithm has changed, so you need to find a new way to get eyes on your work.
Some of this I truly do understand, especially the stress on your self-employed part. Like, there's nobody holding self-employed people accountable and telling you you've got to do this, 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 and this, because when you're self-employed, you are your own boss. That is me. I am self-employed. If I don't upload a video, I do not make money. It's as simple as that. It's the same for tattoo artists. If they don't do tattoos, they do not make money. There is no employer saying, you've had a slow day today, don't worry about it. I'm still gonna pay you, like, don't worry about it. No, like, if you don't work as a self-employed person, you're getting no money. And when work isn't coming in for a tattoo artist, that is such a huge amount of stress. But back to the social media aspects of all of this, I have seen tattoo artists try and try and try again to break through on apps like Instagram and TikTok. They have uploaded every single day. They're making tattoo related content and trivial tattoo related content. So they'll do stuff like, this is how I do my designs, or they'll do stuff like, this is how you heal a tattoo. And they try for weeks and weeks and weeks and it just does not work out for them. I come across this post on Instagram from a tattoo artist that made a graphic slideshow that basically talks about the social media burnout. It starts off like this: to all the other tattoo artists and creatives out there, if you're feeling burnt out by social media, you're not alone. I've spent the last 6 months working extra hard playing the social media game, posting 3 to 4 times a week, making reels, strategy, planning, prepping, staying consistent. And for a little while it was working. My numbers were growing again, people were engaging, I felt hopeful. I took a 2-week holiday, something I hadn't done since before COVID. I still scheduled content, I made sure there would be posts, I even posted from the pool. It still fell apart. When I came back, everything had tanked. I was back to square one. The numbers, the reach, the visibility, everything. It honestly felt like I was being punished just for resting. We are expected to do so much: tattoo artist, content creator, photography, video editor, social media manager, performer, a personality. bonus if you're pretty, all just to stay visible. Sometimes I even post edgy things just to be seen because my tattoo work alone is no longer enough. But that's not me. I'm not here to provoke. I don't like it, and it gives me horrible anxiety every time I do. I hate that I've had to be this person. We have to work towards these impossible standards, but we are humans, not machines. Art takes time, creativity needs space, we need rest too. To those who have been feeling the same, if you've been feeling tired, invisible, not good enough, ready to give up, please know you're not alone. You're not failing, you're not broken, the system is just too much. Personally, I'll be looking at ways of stepping back now. And also with social media, it is so luck based because me and another content creator can upload the exact same kind of content, but theirs may get way more views than me, even though there isn't much difference within our content. Do you know what I'm saying? It's also due to saturation as well when it comes to social media. There are so many tattoo artists trying to make content. There are so many tattoo artists posting pictures of their work and trivial tattoo content, again, like how do you heal a tattoo and stuff like that. There's so much of that now, which obviously doesn't help a tattoo artist that is trying to get their name out there on social media. In another TikTok, Nicholas then says to be a successful tattoo artist nowadays, you have to pay a lot of money, okay, a lot of money for advertisement.
As a tattoo studio in London in 2025, we at Osco are currently spending over £10,000 a month on our marketing. This is where I see tattooing needs to go. Sadly, the algorithms just don't perform like they used to, and people's buying habits have changed, and ultimately now it's a case of pay to play. And having a strong marketing tactic from studios will basically allow stability for artists. I see this as the future, and I think it's where all shops will have to go and adapt, because if not, all of the other ones, the ones that aren't marketed as well, the ones that aren't getting the attention, aren't getting the visibility, they're just going to die off. And there's going to be a lot of tattoo artists that are feeling very sorry for themselves, but ultimately this is what you're going up against. If you're a small studio that isn't paying for your own marketing, or the shop's not paying for your marketing, you're going to be left in a position where you're just going to have no work because the shop down the road is spending 10 grand. Of course they're going to take up all the work. Of course they're doing more.
Oh my goodness, that is so much money. Like, so much money. The average tattoo artist does not have £10,000 just laying around available to be used for advertisement. Like, that would be bottom priority for any tattoo artist. Tattoo artists already have to pay for a lot of things like tattoo machines, tattoo ink, disposables, you know, gloves, needles, cleaning equipment, and then stencil paper, printers, because they always bloody break. And then you've got your technology as well, lighting, bills. It's so much. So yeah, paying 10k for advertisement just seems so stupid to me, and it shouldn't have to be like that. I truly hope that this doesn't become the norm for tattoo artists, that the only way that they can be successful now is paying a lot of money. And I know there is this saying that sometimes you have to spend money to make money, but they're already spending enough. And the thing with advertising as well, it's not always a guarantee on return. You can pay all of this money, but you may not get anything back. And with advertising, there's so many legalities that make them, you know, not responsible for the outcome. So you're just maybe setting yourself up for disappointment and failure. Oh God, I truly believe that tattoo artists should not be paying for advertisement. You know, like, it's never been like that, and it shouldn't have to be like that. And talking about the cost of things, there is this tattoo artist that uploaded a TikTok saying that they have had to get a second job to make ends meet.
As a tattoo artist, I still had to get a part-time job to make ends meet. Don't get me wrong, I'm making enough to break even, but that's it. I'm just breaking even. I am not getting ahead. I'm actually enjoying my new part-time job. And although it has been very hard because I barely had any time to myself before, now I have pretty much none. And if this doesn't give me deja vu, I don't know what will, because this just reminds me of when I had my corporate job and I was tattooing. So I was working 40 hours a week at my corporate job and then about 16 hours a week tattooing, as well as doing the social media. And so I'm no stranger to working extremely hard.
This isn't 100% unheard of. This is something that has been happening within the tattoo industry for many, many years, especially over the festive period. So as you may be aware, a lot of tattoo artists call the festive period the cancellation season, because a lot of clients book around the festive season. Then they find out that they don't have money for tattoos because they have to buy food, presents, and all of that stuff for Christmas and what have you. So a lot of tattoo artists will pick up a seasonal job in like a grocery store or what have you over the Christmas period, just so they can buy things themselves because they haven't got that income coming because cancellation season. This definitely seems like this is something that isn't happening just over the festive period now. There is definitely tattoo artists picking up second jobs because they're just not getting the clients like they once were. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been meaning to do this video, and I've been kind of collecting TikToks and screenshots from threads of people talking about this subject, about how the tattoo industry is falling apart. So there is this one thread that I come across when I was scrolling randomly that says, how many other tattooers think about quitting or getting a second job anytime business slows down? Is this normal, or am I being dramatic? And again, this whole like business slowing down normally used to only be for the Christmas period, but now it seems to be like we're in July right now. There's nothing really going on. There's no festive period. I think sometimes people do slow down getting tattooed over the summer period because they're going on holiday, or they don't want to have a fresh tattoo while the sun is out or what have you. But that can also be a factor, obviously, but it's kind of rare to see a tattoo artist being like, whoa, work is slow right now over the summer period. So another reason as to why the tattoo industry is possibly falling apart right now is the fact that there are tattoo artists out there that are in it for the wrong reasons. So there is, of course, this whole issue of oversaturation. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I have been interested in the tattoo world for a very, very long time, and I have for sure noticed a huge increase with tattoo artists. It is for sure a very oversaturated industry now, as opposed to 15 years ago or 17 years ago when I first started getting tattooed. Before social media took over the tattoo world, tattoo artists become tattoo artists because they loved the art of it. There was none of this shiny, fancy, oh look at me with all these followers on Instagram and TikTok. The only thing that drove tattoo artists to want to be tattoo artists is the art and the love for the industry and the culture and the history. But now there is a huge portion of the newer tattoo artists that really are just out here chasing the followers, the money that they think they're gonna have. And this is happening because there are some tattoo artists out there glamorizing the tattoo industry on apps like TikTok and Instagram. So there's a lot of people that see this and think, wow, okay, that looks like a fun kind of life, you know? I just get to draw, tattoo people, and I make a ton of money. There's tattoo artists out here driving Lamborghinis. Like, that looks so fun. I want to be a part of that. When in reality, it is not like that for the majority of tattoo artists. There's this TikTok that I come across from a tattoo artist called Dara, who pretty much nails what I personally think is one of the biggest reasons as to why the tattoo industry is going tits up at the moment.
This is all I'm seeing on my For You page at the moment, and I want to give my personal and somewhat professional opinion on it. There is many reasons why the tattoo industry is going downhill, but I think all them reasons stem from this one rooted reason. The tattoo industry is ruined because what you're getting nowadays is you're getting people with no skill, no passion, no love, no knowledge, no experience in art getting into tattooing. Getting into tattooing because they see the money, they think it's cool, they like the aesthetic, which for me is so backwards. That is like all the wrong reasons on why you should get into tattooing. People should get into tattooing, the number one big reason that so many people are forgetting, because they have a skill in art. You don't have to be amazing. I'm not saying I'm the most absolute amazing artist, but I have a skill in art. I've been drawing my whole life. I have a passion for it. They are the reasons why you should get into tattooing. So what you're having is you're having these people who don't have any of them reasons that I've just listed, who are either trying to get an apprenticeship and failing because they don't have a portfolio to back up reason why they want to get into tattooing, or they just can't be bothered to get an apprenticeship, so they'll do like a 2-day course, which I can make a whole other video on that. They do a 2-day course, think they can tattoo, and then start charging people £500. It's so backwards. Why am I seeing people post fake skins but I've never seen you draw? Probably because they have never drawn. Why would you get into tattooing if you can't draw? They're in it for the money, that is the reason. And when they're in it for the money, they produce lazy work. A lot of the time they overcharge, but I'm not even really going to get into charging because that's just like a whole other thing. And they just don't care. So they're producing shitty work. Now, the courses, you can't learn to tattoo in 2 days. Sorry to break you to, but you can't. You can't learn to tattoo in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. It's a process people don't want to go down anymore. People don't want to get an apprenticeship, they don't want to put the work in, and that is why the tattoo industry is fucked. This is why the tattoo industry has been gatekept. We're seeing it in front of our eyes right now.
Like, literally no notes. She nailed it so freaking hard. Especially the tattoo courses. You know how much beef I have with them. I think they're an absolute scam. They just accept absolutely anyone to take part in these tattoo courses. It's basically a case of, hey, if you've got 3K and 10 days, then a tattoo course will take you on. Whether you have been drawing your whole life or not, or whether you have any art skills or not, or whether you even have an interest or a passion for the tattoo industry or not, they're just like, yeah, come on in, you've got 3K, I'll take that from you, no worries, let's go. And these tattoo courses will teach the absolute bare minimum. They'll let their students rip artwork from places like Pinterest and say, hey, take this artwork, trace it, then slap it on some fake skin, then tattoo it on some fake skin. They don't encourage their students to create their own artwork or anything like that. And then lo and behold, the people that hold these tattoo courses now have given these students the authority to become a tattoo artist. And they say, go on then, off you go. You can now go and open up your own tattoo studio. And then we have a bunch of tattoo artists running around that can't draw their own designs. They just rip off of Pinterest. And the chances of them being a safe tattoo artist when it comes to hygiene and safety measures, not willing to guarantee you're safe, that's all I'm gonna say. And now the tattoo industry is just oversaturated with these half-assed tattoo artists that barely know anything. I have a great example of this. So I recently made a video about a tattoo artist by the name of Paul D. He hosts his own tattoo courses, he's very much a business pro, and he basically charges students under £3,000 to teach them how to tattoo in 10 days, and then he's like, oh, go on then, off you go, start your career, right? I come across this Facebook post from a tattoo artist that basically outs this tattoo artist for his terrible work, and this tattoo artist did the Paul D tattoo course. Now, just take a look at this, okay? This is what is being pumped out into the tattoo industry because of these tattoo courses. You have a tattoo artist here that is doing terrible quality work, butchering people's skin, and is using no gloves. Okay, this is what the tattoo industry is gonna become if these tattoo courses carry on the way they are. And like I said in my video about Paul D's tattoo courses, I know there is a lot of issues with tattoo apprenticeships. I'm never gonna deny that, like, please. But these tattoo courses are even more problematic in my opinion. Like, there's issues with both, for sure, but the fact that these courses are trying to get people to learn to tattoo in 10 days, it's not safe. It's really not safe. While on this topic, I found this thread. It says, today I saw a permanent makeup artist that posted a certificate of completion from an online tiny tattoo course, so I guess we don't need apprenticeships anymore. You can just take an online course for 4 easy payments of $62.25. They will even send you an Amazon machine and supplies to start. So this is another thing that is happening within the tattoo industry. You have permanent makeup artists now becoming tattoo artists because they've learned how to tattoo eyebrows and eyeliner, and now they're just like, hey, I'm just going to pick up a regular tattoo machine and start doodling on people's skin. And sure, they may do a very short course online to try and help them with that, but there's now shortcuts into becoming a tattoo artist, and again, it's not helping the oversaturation issue. I will for sure do a separate video on permanent makeup artists becoming tattoo artists at some point. That's something I've been meaning to do for a very long time, and I'll get there eventually, but it's definitely something that there's a lot of them doing it. It's quite scary out there, honestly. A very talented tattoo artist I follow named Gemma put this out on her Instagram stories a little while ago. It says, start booking your favourite tattooers now or risk losing them for good. Let's be real, tattooing is a luxury service. It's not cheap and it shouldn't be. You're marking your body for life and that deserves care, skill and experience. I fully understand that not everyone can afford their dream artist straight away. Life is expensive and tattoos are a big investment, but what hurts is seeing people overlook years of training and sacrifice just to save a bit of money, especially when that choice can come at the cost of quality, safety and integrity. We're seeing the rise of tattoo schools, permanent makeup artists and beauticians stepping into the industry almost overnight, often with minimal training and no understanding of the culture or history behind the art. Meanwhile, real tattooers, the ones who've spent years finding hard to come by apprenticeships, training unpaid, grinding every day to hone their craft and develop their unique style, are being pushed out. Another insanely talented artist just announced they're stepping away from tattooing because it's no longer sustainable. This is becoming way too common. Support the artist you love, even if it takes time to save, even if it means waiting longer for the right appointment. If their work inspires you, show it. Book when you can, recommend them, share their work, and remind others why quality and passion still matter, because once they're gone, they're gone. I completely understand Gemma's frustrations here. Again, the shift within the tattoo world is It's not a good one. It's really not. There is absolutely no benefits to half-assed tattoo artists infiltrating the tattoo industry, because we're gonna see a world of freaking problems because of it. Here's another interesting thread post. The thing I'm noticing about tattooing now is that a lot of people are getting into it without having a favorite muse artist, knowing about styles, or having big dreams tattoos. So that would basically be like, oh, one day I'm gonna do a big back piece of a big tiger. It's my ultimate goal thing to do, kind of thing, right? And that's really depressing to me. It's just a job for way too many people now. Lots of respect for y'all who had a dream to be a tattoo artist and accomplished it. Oh my gosh, like I can back this 100%. If you asked a tattoo artist 10 years ago, who do they look up to? They will be able to tell you some of the most incredible tattoo artists. And they're not incredible tattoo artists because they have a lot of followers on social media. They will tell you names that are legendary throughout the tattoo industry and throughout tattoo history. But now if you ask a newer tattoo artist who is their inspiration, chances are they're gonna say someone like Paul D, who is making a ton of money and that is driving a Lamborghini, and they wouldn't be able to tell you any of the names of historical figures within the tattoo industry. They'd just be like, I don't know, fucking Ed Hardy. Do you know what I'm saying though? Like, it's so different now. Like, I remember getting tattooed in the old school style tattoo studios, and I'd be getting tattooed by some old guy that's been tattooing for literally like 30 years, and having conversations with him was so enlightening. And to be honest, the majority of tattoo artists I go to now are still very much within the tattoo history culture thing. Like, they've been tattooing for many years. But I absolutely fear for the day that I get tattooed by a tattoo artist and they wouldn't be able to have a decent conversation with me about tattoo culture or anything like that. They'd be like, oh yeah, so have you seen Paul D's new Lamborghini? No, talk to me about art. Another thread that I come across is this one that says, I will die on this hill that tattooing is a sacred, energetic ritual that should have never been reduced to what capitalism has made it into, which I highly agree. You have so many people left, right and center trying to capitalize off of the tattoo industry. You've got, again, tattoo courses trying to pump out as many students as possible just so they can get the money, the student fee. And then you also have tattoo artists creating business classes for actual tattoo artists to help them with their business. Now, some of these can be incredibly helpful, and the people behind them for sure do not have any ill intentions, and they just want to help tattoo artists that may be struggling with their businesses, whether that's their tattoo studio or getting clients or how to charge, because this type of information isn't readily available for tattoo artists. There's no higher power for the tattoo industry because the tattoo industry is so incredibly unregulated. So to have mentors within the tattoo world can be very helpful. But there are also tattoo artists out there that are doing it for very wrong reasons. One situation I can think of at the top of my head is Tattoo-gate. Do you remember Tattoo-gate? Oh yes. I mean, I don't think that's even ended yet. There's like law suits happening and all of that with that. Oh god, it's too much. Anyway, in case you don't know what Tattoo-gate is, there was basically this client that come to TikTok and was like, hey, my tattoo artist is charging me a lot for a tattoo design. And she was kind of like, is this normal? And everyone was like, no, that's really not that normal. Like, a tattoo artist should not be charging you that much money for a design fee. So this tattoo artist in question learned how to do this from something called Launchpad, which was run by a very well-respected tattoo artist named Russ Abbott. He basically had this tattoo business, again, called Launchpad, that was there to supposedly help tattoo artists make the most out of their business, but it ended up being far too scammy. And Russ was basically telling people, hey, charge your clients as much as you most possibly can for literally anything and everything. And this is how tattoo clients end up incredibly pissed because they're having to pay for so much. But yeah, businesses like Launchpad are just not helpful whatsoever because it really does end up harming the clients. And what do you need to be a tattoo artist? Clients. Yes. So if you're gonna piss them off by charging them so much because you learned it from a very dodgy tattoo business that's trying to capitalize off of tattooing as much as it most possibly can, it's not good. So let's get into the client side of things and as to why clients feel like the tattoo industry is falling apart from their side of things. One thing that I've seen a lot of is tattoo clients moaning about the fact that tattoo artists are incredibly mean, they're arrogant, they're condescending, they're judgmental, they're rude, intimidating, especially to new tattoo clients. So if you're a newbie to the tattoo world, you go to get your first tattoo, you're obviously not sure of the ins and outs and the tattoo etiquette. So yeah, there are some tattoo newbies that may ask silly questions. I'm doing quotation marks because in my opinion there is no silly questions, and that can really put off a tattoo client and make them think, you know what, I'm really not into this whole tattoo thing. I'm having no luck with tattoo artists. They're all so horrible and mean. I come across this thread that said, I hate the new angry mean tattoo artist energy. If you're low-key a hater and you make art, I'm stunned. Let's just be nice to each other. Which I agree with. I know there has been this reputation of tattoo artists being, you know, kind of intimidating and scary. That's kind of a thing that goes hand in hand, or used to go hand in hand many years ago, especially in the 80s and 90s. But now that we have like safe space tattoo studios and more accepting beliefs throughout the tattoo industry, and it's trying to be a lot more inclusive, obviously there's problems, but we've come a long way. It's still so incredibly wild that there are still tattoo clients out there having issues with tattoo artists just being downright disgusting and gross and horrible to their clients.
I have a question for some tattoo artists. What about me going into your place of business and asking about your work? Do you hate so much? I just want to know, what kind of business tactic is it to be such a dickhead?
Hello. How can I
Hey,
help
I'm
you?
here for my appointment.
Okay. Do you know with who?
Yeah, his name is Tunes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me get him. Dad.
Yeah, what's up?
Your appointment's here.
Oh yeah, but alright. Yeah, let me get set up. Alright, you ready?
Yeah, I actually just finished my paperwork.
Awesome, dope, let's go.
Okay.
Here's your design.
I was actually wondering if I could get it just a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, fuck. Alright, here, how's this? Better?
It's a little big.
Oh my god.
So I just put my arm over here then?
Did you want me to fucking tattoo you?
Okay.
Yeah, put your arm on the armrest. It's an armrest. Rest
Okay.
rest the arm
You're
on.
being a little harsh, but okay.
just- oh my god.
There's also this fear that a lot of tattoo clients have of, you know, being taken advantage of, whether that is being scammed out of a lot of money, like I just touched upon Tattoo Gate. Like, this type of thing happens. There are scammers throughout the tattoo industry. As a new tattoo client or even a seasoned tattoo client, it's so hard to know who to trust. And even if you do all your research, how are you gonna know that a tattoo artist is actually a safe bet? So with the awareness of this type of behavior from social media, I can see why tattoo clients are now being very, very much turned off from getting tattooed altogether. I come across this TikTok from someone called Candace who talks about the fact that there are tattoo artists out there using their clients for social media content and how that is pretty icky.
Sandra Bowman saying they don't like watching bartender story times on here. They just automatically swipe because they're all so mean and nasty. Do you want to know my version of that? Tattoo artists. Swipe immediately. Get away from me. I beef with tattoo artists on here. I don't want to hear anything from you. First of all, they wanted like the weirdest tattoo. That's subjective. They're just mean. Why are you so mad at people wanting to give you money? I feel like getting a tattoo or like just showing someone your body to get the tattoo, that's already a vulnerable state. Someone's already vulnerable. And then you're just going to take that and go on the internet and be like, this person was so annoying, blah, 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 blah. I hate my job. I'm mean to everyone who comes in my shop. Remember when this girl got on here and she's like, I want a bone on the middle of my back? And then some mean girl tattoo artist on here, she was like, that's so stupid. My God. She had all traditional, American traditional tattoos. She literally had a traditional mermaid on her. Girl, it's all subjective. I don't watch tattoo artists' story times on here. I refuse.
I have to agree with Candace on this one. I personally think it is a massive red flag if a tattoo artist continuously uploads content shaming the clients that they have, whether the client has asked for a silly design choice or the client has asked a silly question or just making very negative comments on their clients. Sure, the odd TikTok here and there can be kind of harmless. It can be a funny story or it can turn into a educational moment. That is okay in my opinion. But to have content shaming your clients all the freaking time is just, it's too much, you know? It's just like, oh my God, give it a rest. Like, do you have nothing else to offer other than that? Like, can you not show us what your art skills are like? Can you not show us you doing some painting or some drawing or some station setting up or telling people how to heal tattoos or other helpful tips? I don't know. So yeah, seeing tattoo artists do this type of thing can honestly probably hurt their career. I wouldn't want to be tattooed by an artist like that. That's all I'm saying. Now, of course, not all tattoo artists are arrogant, condescending, and judgmental. There are some absolute sweethearts out there because they love their job and they're in it for the right reasons. I come across this very sweet TikTok from a tattoo artist in Australia who talks about the fact that tattoo appointments should be about the clients and making them feel incredibly comfortable in that environment that is a tattoo studio, and how clients should be allowed to be themselves.
Something you wish tattoo clients knew?
I wish they knew how easy it is to get a tattoo. Like, it doesn't have to be a complicated process, and you don't have to apologize for being unsure or not shaving. Like, the whole process is really about them and how comfortable they're going to feel. I wish they knew that it's their moment and it's not about us. It's about them.
Which I absolutely love to see content like this, and I hope and I pray that the majority of tattoo artists do behave this way and people watching this only have interactions with tattoo artists like this. Sadly, I know that's not the case, but I truly do hope that for everyone, because it really truly does break my heart anytime I get a comment or a message from someone saying, oh, I had a terrible tattoo appointment, my artist was so rude to me. And it's just like, it just shouldn't have to be like that. Like, if you're a tattoo artist and you aren't a people person, or you don't have the patience for people that may not know much about the tattoo industry, why are you even a tattoo artist? Not everyone is going to be like me, who knows like a lot of things about the tattoo industry, and I don't even know everything. I never claim to either, but I've been getting tattooed for a while now, so I know some things. But you know, Steffi Lou, who's getting her first tattoo, Steffi Lou, who's getting her first tattoo, that rhymed, that was great, well done me. But yeah, Steffi Lou, who's getting her first tattoo, isn't going to know everything. Tattoo artists need to know this, especially the veteran tattoo artists that have been doing it for years and years and years. Like, you should know much better. But yeah, hopefully the arrogant tattoo artists are the minority. There's this really sweet thread from a tattoo artist that says, I know a lot are hesitant and nervous about even contacting us or talking to us, which I understand. Tattoo artists do not look very approachable, and admittedly, we are an odd, weird bunch. Having said that, keep in mind most of us are just giant nerds at heart, wrapped in pretty skin, wondering where you are, waiting for you all to message us. Don't be scared, we don't bite. And for the most part, you can kind of tell what type of tattoo artist a tattoo artist is by their social media profile and what they post. If they're posting a lot of judgy content, then chances are they're going to be kind of judgy, right? Another reason as to why tattoo clients are saying the tattoo industry is kind of falling apart and they don't want to get tattooed anymore is the fact that tattoos are expensive. So I've mentioned the cost of tattooing from a tattoo artist point of view, about how they have to buy so many things, equipment, disposables, rent bills and all of that, right? But when it comes to the client side of things, well, a lot of clients are saying tattoos are just too expensive now. Now, I've personally not seen tattoos get more expensive, but I do go to the same tattoo artists for the most part. One in particular I can think of is Emma Arietti, who has done a lot of my traditional tattoos. Her prices haven't seemed to change. The tattoo artist that I got my like black work tattoos from, her prices I don't think have changed. I haven't been tattooed by Heidi in a little while now, but I don't think her day rate has gone up. I haven't seen anything on her social media, so I think it's still like £500 a day. I could be wrong though. And another factor behind all of this is the fact that I choose to support regular tattoo artists. I don't particularly ever go to tattoo artists that have a huge bee in the bonnet and say things like, I am a celebrity tattoo artist, and they charge a ton of money because, I don't know, they tattoo with holy water or something. Fuck knows why some charge so much. But yeah, tattoo prices among the tattoo artists I choose to get tattooed by haven't really changed that much over the years. Now, obviously that is only my story. It will depend per person. But with that being said, also, without a doubt, okay, without a doubt, there are tattoo artists out there charging far too much for their tattoos. Even me, a person who is very much, you know, charge your worth, baby. If you think you're worth that, if you think your artwork is worth that, then yes, charge that. But sometimes I will see tattoo prices and my eyes will water. I'm like, I'm sorry, how much for a tattoo this big? Are you kidding me right now? Or you've got tattoo artists out here charging thousands of dollars or pounds or whatever for tattoo designs they didn't even create. We have this whole, you know, thing of tattoo artists now using AI for their tattoo designs, and they're still charging so much money as if they put all of this hard work into this AI tattoo design. And it's just, oh my god, it's such a fucking rip-off. There are for sure tattoo artists out there getting far too greedy with their prices. And I'm not talking about your everyday regular tattoo artist that has had to add on an extra $50 to their day session or their hourly rate, because if they don't, that's it. They lose their tattoo studio, they lose their career, their business, their car, because they can't afford to, you know, uphold a tattoo business now because the tattoo industry is falling apart and everything is just so expensive now. Like, I'm not talking about that. That's all very, very understandable. I'm talking about old flashy bollocks with 500k followers on Instagram charging £2,000 or $2,000 for a tiny tattoo. It's insane. The tattooing grandfathers from 50 years ago would truly have a heart attack if they saw what the tattoo industry has become now, just because the sheer audacity is too freaking much. Tattoos have always been for all walks of life. There is no denying that. Anybody can get a tattoo, but they have always been more so for the working class, and for tattoo artists to exclude the majority of people with their insane prices, it's honestly disgusting. Like, that isn't the way the tattoo industry was built. And yes, for sure, the tattoo industry does need to make some changes here and there, but the changes that do need to be made are not being made, and it's the ones that tattoo artists can profit off of the most and get what they want from it. So instead of, you know, holding disgusting, creepy tattoo artists accountable and making that change within the industry, they're just like, nah, fuck that, I don't care. As long as I get what I want, that's all that matters. And now they're just charging ridiculous amounts of money. It's just, oh my god, what has the industry become, honestly? It's just... I saw this thread that said, apparently on TikTok, it's trending for people to be regretting their tattoos. Does that mean tattoos will start getting affordable again? The thing is, I don't think so. I think it will have an opposite effect, because there are not as many people getting tattooed now, which means tattoo artists are struggling, which means they have to put their prices up. This now leads me on to the last topic of this video, and I wanted to put this last because I've definitely mentioned this a few times across many videos as of lately. It's definitely a very hot topic, and that is, of course, the fact that there is now this whole discourse online that people are regretting their tattoos and getting tattooed is now not cool, and if you have tattoos or you're covered in tattoos, you are now trashy or you look incredibly cheap. Yes, this is something that is overtaking social media right now, and
things that are expensive but look incredibly cheap. Tattoos. It is definitely not cheap to get it done in reputable places and from good artists, but it still overall downgrades your look.
Now this, of course, really does boil down to the fact that the whole world is now becoming a lot more conservative for whatever reason. It's disgusting, it's vile, I hate every inch of it.
It seems like everyone is talking about removing their tattoos right now. And if you have tattoos like I do, this conversation can be pretty frustrating because it feels personal. When you live in a more conservative society, the beauty standard gets narrower and narrower over time. And when you don't conform to that super narrow beauty standard, there are real life consequences in how you're viewed by other people. And unfortunately, that is part of the deal when you get tattoos. I think what's happening with a lot of these people is that they got tattoos when they were extremely socially acceptable, if not trendy, and have now pivoted aesthetics and they regret every single one they've gotten.
The fact that we were making so many positive moves when it comes to body positivity, there were so many people trying to be a lot more inclusive and accepting of all walks of life, allowing people to express themselves however they see fit, whether, you know, that is with tattoos and piercings. And now it's just like, oh no, God forbid you have tattoos, you're not classy. You're not seen as a real woman right now. Oh, God forbid you wear a dress and have a tattoo. I absolutely hate the fact that there are people out there that now feel like they cannot be tattooed and wear certain outfit choices.
If you just turned 18 and you're thinking about getting your first tattoos, let this be a reminder to you to really think about what you're gonna get, because I'm getting ready for church and I want to look all cutesy and girly, right? Right. This literally throws off the entire vibe because of my tattoos. Like, look at this side. We're so cutesy and girly. And then boom. I'm just reminding the girlies out there who are wanting tattoos, maybe thinking about getting decked out in tattoos. You don't know the type of person that you're gonna be in like 5 years.
You can absolutely wear a dress and have tattoos. You can get married in a dress and have loads of tattoos and look so incredibly cool. But now there's all these people, not even people, there's all these sheep, okay? There's all these sheep that are just, you know, hopping onto this bandwagon and being like, oh, tattoos are not classy anymore. And like the fact that there is like people with a lot of tattoos being like, oh gosh, yeah, okay, maybe I do regret my tattoos now. I should have really thought about it. And it's just like, oh my God. This whole discourse of tattoos are trashy, don't get tattooed anymore, it's not cool, is going to start harming the tattoo industry. The main people affected by this for sure are the trend hoppers, the ones that got tattooed because they thought tattoos were cool at the time, and now they're fucking around and finding out that tattoos are permanent and they should have really thought about this. So of course, the people that got tattooed for the right reasons are not going to be affected by this, and they will keep the tattoo industry afloat 100%. But with the decline of the trend hoppers not supporting the tattoo industry anymore, that's really gonna hurt it. Especially those tattoo artists that do, you know, little flash tattoos, walk-in tattoos, little Pinterest tattoos, they may start to struggle. Well, actually, most tattoo artists may struggle because of this, because the trend hopper that once upon a time wanted a really cool traditional back piece now doesn't want it because it's not cool anymore. And a lot of, you know, us tattoo enthusiasts may be like, okay, good riddance, like we don't need you in this world anymore.
Don't do permanent things to your body for the sake of a trend. If you're gonna sit on the internet and say you feel like your tattoos make you look so masculine that you just cannot be girly anymore, or you feel like your tattoos have hindered your ability to be classy, whatever the hell that means. My look is not a costume for me, personally. It's not a costume. It's who I am. It's who I'm gonna die being. I've never wanted to get my tattoos removed. I will die with the septum ring in my nose. I don't care. And it's not gonna hinder my ability to look cute, girly, or classy. So if you could just leave the alternative people out of it and let us be weird in peace, that would be really great. Thanks.
You hate your tattoos. Like, if you're falling for this clean girl, oh my god, let me get all my tattoos removed, purity culture, clean girl, clean right-wing propaganda girl era thing that's happening right now, if you don't like your tattoos, you're not cool enough for them. The amount of kids my age that went and got a bunch of tattoos because they just wanted to be trendy, and now that it's trendy to not like tattoos, they want to get rid of them. If you don't like your tattoos, you're not cool enough for your tattoos. I hate to break it to you, but the only way to ever feel cool enough for your tattoos is to not give a fuck if other people think they're cool. What? That's why tattoos used to be metal. It used to be something that was kind of celebrated about the fact that it was permanent. It was celebrated that you might get this and that other people might not like it, and it was individuality because you're supposed to not care.
Ooh, okay, so yeah, long story short, it basically seems like the tattoo industry is struggling for many reasons. It's not just financial, it's not just the clean girl aesthetic, it's the tattoo artist not acting right, it's social media screwing everyone over, it's the tattoo courses, it's the oversaturation. There are so many reasons as to why the tattoo industry is struggling right now, and it'll be very interesting to see what the tattoo industry looks like in 5 years time. Like, can you imagine how different it's going to look in 5 years time? Because like I was saying, I've seen a big shift within the tattoo industry over the many years that I've been within the tattoo industry as a tattoo client, tattoo enthusiast, tattoo content creator. I've gone from finding tattoo artists through, you know, just walking into tattoo studios and getting tattooed, to discovering tattoo artists on Instagram, getting tattooed because I found a tattoo artist on Instagram, to now barely seeing my favorite tattoo artist post on social media. I've noticed a big shift in opportunists infiltrating the tattoo industry, whether that is becoming tattoo artists for the wrong reasons, or even, oh god, don't even get me started on like the business bro ventures, you know, like Ephemeral, Black Dot, and then whatever it's called now because it's in Bang Bang, Echo, or something. No, what is it called? Aero. It's now called Aero. All of that as well. And then obviously AI is going to damage the tattoo industry immensely. Oh god, like it's going to change a lot. And so a part of me is worried and another part of me isn't, because I feel like the tattoo world isn't going anywhere, but it is changing, and I don't know if it's for the better, because for it to become better, it would be more regulated. We would get rid of all the creepy tattoo artists, we would get rid of the scammers and all of that, and we would just have regulated tattoo studios. And a lot of tattoo artists are going to be pissed off at me for that, but I feel like the decent ones wouldn't be. You know, like if you're a decent tattoo artist, not up to no good, you wouldn't care if the tattoo industry become more regulated, stricter rules, background checks when it comes to sexual crimes and all of that, right? Like I feel like that's something that needs to happen, but that doesn't help the dodgy people profiting off of the tattoo industry, does it? So they're not going to vouch for it, no, and they're not going to be happy for it. And normally people that are dodgy are louder. Oh god, like I could literally sit here for hours talking about my thoughts and opinions on the tattoo world, which I do in my videos, but I feel like I've spoken enough in this video. I feel like that's enough now, right? So I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on all of the things that I've covered in this video. I know it's a lot. Talk about your tattoo experiences as a client. If there's any tattoo artists watching this, let us know if you've been affected in any way, or if there's anything that is like pissing you off right now about the tattoo industry. Sound off down below. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me for a little while. And until my next video, bye.